Folks moves it to Wallace. Big grab, but there was a pick called downfield. That's a shot to the end zone to Holmes, who adds a score to his previous assist. So far, Fyshwick's offense looking very, very clean. Very effective. In comparison, HOS is the last offense. Cramming it down the sideline was not quite what they wanted. They'll look to clean that up this point. On the line, Mokachi, Grundy, Wise, Castricano, Angelovic, Delahaye, Trotter, Elliot Trotter, a international import who has previously represented Australia as well. He's going to be representing Australia again at Beach to Worlds. Player was in Seattle, played AUDL, and quite well known for his media work with Sky. Gascano with the disc in hand. Wants to get it off the sideline. There's not many options at the moment. It's a crowded end zone, but Trotter, he always finds space somehow, and he finds that sideline. That high floaty backhand from Trotter just floated away from Castigliano. They're looking a little bit stagnant on that O-line. Things are going to need to tighten up there. Fyshwick with disc in hand. And it's a shot to the end zone, and it's bobbled and it's gone. Grundy winds up, puts it to his big timber. You've got Jake Angelovic there. Misreads it. Angelovic is actually a late call up to the squad. He decided to come 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure he's been to a training session, but he's got a wealth of experience behind him. He's played for years, played in international campaigns, coached Goannas, and he's big guy. That read there probably shows a little lack of game time. He would usually gobble that up. The count is getting up here, and it's a aggressive flick across the field that Grundy wants to move on quickly. Just goes down. And he finds Trotter, who quickly puts it through the gap to Angelovic. All right, disc is in play here. Mortimer with the disc in hand. He swings it across to Holmes. He got experience and names there. Back to Mortimer. You always know him with that yellow hat. This acres and acres of space downfield. He finds that way too easily in the end zone. I believe that's Matthews Hunter. Take that back. I don't have a number 12 on my sheet. I'll find out who that is. Oh, I do. David McManus with the score. Welcoming to the commentary table, I have Mikey Lau here. I made that Mikey Trong. I just threw.
Hey, g'day. How's it going?
Panicked on the last name and went with another Mikey. Mikey Trong, he's joining me. Player with Melbourne and Juggernaut, the other half of the AA squad.
That's correct.
From Melbourne. How's your day going so far?
Pretty good. We just got up against New Zealand Wildcats, 12-11 in a Universe Point game. So
another Universe Point game.
That's correct. Yeah.
Gee, yeah, we've just had one here on the stream. Here we had Outbreak, first Mammoth taking it out in Universe.
I see.
So, yeah.
So we've got heads of state Juggernaut on offense here. We're on serve at the moment. It's 3-2.
Coming out on offense, we have Mulchi, Wise, Cachigano, Calaviotis, Grundy, Trotter, and Delahaye.
Trotter picks up the disc, moves it to the middle. There's a lot of movement in towards the middle.
Trotter's a live wire. He always finds space somehow.
Looking for a dump now. Finds Wise in the middle.
Wise moves the disc on fast to Calaviotis, who that bobbly disc.
It was good movement by Juggernaut, unfortunately dropped by Trotter in the end zone.
Yeah, I wondered if that risk was worth it. You've got two new players to this offensive line, so it'll be interesting seeing their chemistry. Got a big huck going up to the 17. That's Kyle Mitchell who reeled that throw in. Shot to the end zone. Cachigano covering. Look, they've been let off the hook there. There is a call, and we'll see if this affects the disc. It was Ben Emerson shooting that disc. No, it's an injury call. Looks like a cramp. Mark, can you see that it is? Who's that? Who's that on the ground? Oh, it's a Fyshwick player. Number 20, that's Matthew Svados. Looks like he's a little bit tender. Fyshwick already does not have a huge squad, so that's not ideal for them.
Looks like Grundy to pick up the disc. Steph, how you going, mate?
Loving the frisbee.
Loving the frisbee.
We've had two awesome games on this field.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's a great way to start the tournament. If you're getting those games in group play, I can't wait to the finals.
Looks towards Trotter. Trotter with the disc now. Needs a dump. Wisey.
Grundy's forcing the corner there. Was struggling to get that dump throw off. Calaviotis winds up. He wants something down the line to the open side. Eventually finds Trotter. He's looking to the break. He wants to get it off this sideline. It's down.
Trotter with the big hook.
Calaviotis on the biggest hops
underneath
around.
It.
Oh!
Just goes outside.
Moves away from the open hand.
They're in a tight spot there, Juggernaut. They managed to move it towards the middle, which is good.
Unusual look from Trotter. He was quite like standing up, nice and high release. That's a risky thing in the wind. It's going to get picked up.
Timeout called by Fyshwick.
Gee, I'm not sure HOS wouldn't mind that too much. I think they need to take a second and stop and think about what's going on.
I agree. So it's 3-2 now to Fyshwick. It's a lovely day.
You enjoying your day?
Absolutely perfect so far. There's a bit of wind, not much moisture in the fields, lots of sun.
That's the way it should be at the Gold Coast. Have you been up here for Frisbee before?
Yeah, AUGs 2 years ago.
If I remember correctly, your rookie tournament.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. First year.
And how'd you guys go that year?
That year we came, I think, 7th.
Yeah.
Monash University.
Yep.
Shout out to Monash University. Love.
Why not?
And shout out to everyone who's watching at home. We hope you're enjoying the action so far.
Absolutely. If you are and you're watching it, make sure chuck it on your social medias, let someone know about it.
Yeah. Stefan Daniel, give him a tag.
That's me. Obviously. We got a lot more games. I think we got the other HOS team, Melbourne, coming up after this on the stream actually. And I know there's a lot of HOS support at home. Now, Mikey, you've played a lot against these HOS guys.
Yep, that's great.
This team, it's the setup with a AA squad that there's a lot of training against the other team.
Yep.
Who's the threats?
On offense.
On offense. With this line at the moment.
So, with offense, when heads to say Juggernaut, when they're moving it quickly, they're definitely very dangerous. Obviously, they've got their main throws with Grundy and Trotter. But they've got a lot of fast guys in the middle. Calaviotis, Delahaye, Castanano. So when they're moving it quickly, they're very dangerous, especially on the break. But they need to get the disc back now, so let's see what happens.
Doesn't matter how fast you are with the disc if you don't have it. It's a bigger round required to get off that. Stall count was going up.
Fyshwick on the strong side now.
Calaviotis is smelling a defence here. He's tight on. You got number 97 away with the disc in hand.
And it's a turnover.
It's a turnover. That's a lot of pressure on the disc.
Picks up the disc. Hits the deck.
So the unfortunate way with the disc in hand. It's a tight spot in the corner there.
Oh, Trotter with the interception.
Daly, a young player with a lot of potential.
Why is he
throws
now
away
with the
disc there, unfortunately. He
moves
looks
it back to
downfield.
Trotter.
Floaty disc.
And Calaveras catches the goal. We are back on serve, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the way to do it for HOS. We've got Fyshwick, who put a lot of defensive pressure on. They're going to have to reconsider. It looks like once they get that turn up wind, they're really struggling to gain any ground.
Yeah, there is a big upwind looking towards the rider screen.
It's on the diagonal. The field that you played, was it on the same direction as this field at the moment?
Yeah, all the fields are lined up.
Okay.
The same way, so yeah.
Did you find it affected the play?
Initially when we started the game, we definitely felt the wind, but we sort of adapted towards the wind, which was good. I think most teams, if you're not going to adapt, you're going to struggle.
Yeah. So far, two very, very different games on this field. We've had Hot Chili versus Brunch Smashed, which is very much about who got affected by the wind. Second game, Outbreak versus Mammoth. Lots of Ds going everywhere, so offense didn't really count for as much as who could get the turn and punish it. Fyshwick player falls on the disc and moves it to Mortimer in the middle of the field.
Looks like Juggernaut coming down in a puppy.
Disc with Folks.
Dan Cullen on the mark. Fyshwick moving it nicely down the strong side.
Cross to Chris Folks. They're taking their time here.
Quite comfortable at the moment. moving it nicely, left and right.
Holmes wants to get around that force there. Dan Cullen's force got there eventually, and folks, back to Mortimer.
And a stray throw.
Look, it's the same issue, Mike, as they had upwind. It was struggling to get gainers. They were moving across the field quite well.
Yeah. And as we see, HOS picking up the disc very quickly. Unfortunately, there's a drop by Pereira. There's a hard, difficult chance there. There's a big throw by Fyshwick. Number 12 under the disc. Unfortunately, it's just too far for him.
Seen it time and time again on this field. That breeze, any forehand flick from a right-hander, they keep on getting picked up and move very, very fast. I'm not sure we've seen any come off.
Yeah, both teams looking to move the disc once they get the disc back. Looking to move it quickly, sorry. With the catch.
You've got some strength downfield here for HOS if they take advantage.
Now moves it to McDonald in the middle. Curve the disc back to McDonald in power position now. Holds it up to Frey. Nice cut there by Pereira towards the middle. Unfortunately, it's just too much.
Way too much gas on that short throw to Woodley. A little bit unneeded.
Mortimer with the throw downfield, unfortunately doesn't come off. Heads of State now have this again. Centre of the field just in front of the brick mark.
So HOS just taking a second here to reconsider. Wheeler, veteran, he's not going to rush here. He's just strolling, taking his time. Isherwood finds the space. Tight mark from Holmes. Around to Pereira. Look, these errors are really going to hurt HOS if they keep this up. That's Wallace moves it to McManus to Folkes. Holmes disc in hand. Wallace to Folkes. Again, not gaining a lot of ground, a lot of touches, not moving too fast. McManus finds a gap in the wall. Cullen looks like he's tiring on the mark. He's going to keep running.
Yeah, that's a nice break though.
Oh,
and that's huge! Wheeler quickly picks up the disc.
What was I saying about him tiring? How wrong.
McDonald has the disc now. Looks towards the middle.
That throw very risky from Della, and from my perspective, down. And I think Fyshwick maybe have the same thought. What do you reckon? Down, up?
Yeah, it did look like it might have just clipped the ground before it went to Della's hands. Both teams looking to discuss it now. There's definitely a lot of intensity here. I hope you can feel it at home. This has gone back to McDonald.
Well, this is an experienced D-line with HOS. Like, if you were to have a D-line, I would assume this one would put this one away. So far, it's been errors in the middle of the field. Wheeler wants downfield and finds it with the flick. Isherwood with the disc in hand. Finds Pereira. Wheeler. It's not much movement downfield, so he swings it back. Crowded area, Macca finds space.
This big throw Right under. Oh, that is a huge layout by the Fyshwick player.
Holmes winding back the years.
That was
Holmes
a very, very good bid.
for your time, Mike, but Holmes played Crocs 2013.
Oh, okay.
Class player.
Yeah, he definitely showed his class there. Timeout called by Fyshwick in their defensive end zone right on the corner. So, Stefan, you're coming back from injury. What's the update?
The update, I had surgery 2 weeks ago. Little calf surgery, a little nick, a little bit more than that, but mystery foot injury, about 18 months worth of not playing, sitting on the sideline.
Well, not sitting on the sideline, you've been coaching the Colossus and Hawthorn boys.
Yeah, yep. So taking advantage of, if I am going to be injured, I might as well get into this this coaching business and see what that's about, and giving that a shot.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Hoping moon boot another 3 or 4 weeks, and then hoping a few months of rehab, and the field will still be an option.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you back in the field.
Yeah, it's when you're on the sideline for a while, as I'm sure a lot of people can attest to, it's all you want to do is play.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's at least with the squad, we've got, HOS is a big club, and there's opportunities for coaching. You wouldn't get that if you had a smaller squad, I guess. So yeah, it's great. I mean, we had Div 2 Nationals. We have two teams up there. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, which team were you coaching this season?
What do we call it? Chadstone Colossus.
Chadstone Colossus.
Yep, which is at VUL.
Yep.
And then through to Div 2.
Nice. And how did you guys go?
Second at VUL, the Apocalypse team, the other HOS half of the squad, taking that one, and then we came probably under where we expected. I believe it was 15th or 17th, Div 2, which is we're disappointed with. We had a great last few games, but a little bit under what we expected.
This is coming in now. It's a big break throw. Cross field now. Fyshwick on the strong side. HOS coming out with a zone.
The downfield throws are really hurting Fyshwick at the moment. There's not as much connection being made. Isherwood, though, hits Wheeler on the chest, but somehow it bounces out. Mortimer with another shot at this. Holmes, disc in hand, looks downfield. Again, not an option. But folks, safe hands. Cullen on the mark, so he's trying to beat that. Unable to, swings it to the open side. Mortimer to Holmes. Wallace, extremely experienced line here from Fyshwick. Unable to get it in yet, but I'm sure they'll give it their best shot. An absolute bullet to McManus.
Yeah, there's a turnover now.
What do you think HOS needs to do now just to settle this down and get this score in?
They may just need to slow it down in terms of the passes. It seems like they're taking risky shots. McDonald with the disc now, looking towards Wheeler. Hits him up line. There's a bid by 28, not quite. Issued in with the disc now in the middle of the field. Still towards the right side, sorry.
Oh, that's an interesting play. Wheeler jumped over his player to avoid injury, and I think the player was asking whether there was a travel. Is retracted.
Shout out to the Muff study group. Study well, guys. Keep studying. Go, 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 go! Wheeler with the goal. That's a break. HOS up 4-3 now. Fyshwick need to regroup at the moment. They struggle with that.
Be interesting to see how they bounce back. They've got a lot of experience and a lot of touches through their handlers. So far unable to make that downfield. Whether they need to shuffle around to that line and get those players downfield.
The score's now 4-3 to Heads of State Juggernaut. We've got a special guest, Thomas Stella, on field play. Can we have any words from you, Thomas Stella?
Yeah, HOS is confirmed lit, and we're just gonna roll away. Mark my words. This is live. Hope doesn't come back to bite me, but it won't, because we're fucking Jugger.
Okay,
Please
so
excuse the language.
Big words from Della there. Very confident, the boys. Fyshwick now. They've set up online. Who do we have on? Steph?
You got the experienced hand of folks holding up there. Wallace, Holmes, Mortimer also on this line. Who's picking up there?
It's a big pull, but it's just landed outside the back. Brick called.
So it's Holmes to pick up. They've got a real job now. That breakup win probably obviously affects them more than it did HOS getting that. And who's returning on this D line? You've got Wheeler, Allen coming back. He'll control it if there's a turn. And a young line getting ready for a turn. There's a lot of first-year players on this line for HOS.
HOS with a Z. Fyshwick moving it nicely towards the middle. Another break there.
Matthews Hunter has the space in the middle of the field. He moves it off to Holmes. Holmes is just following that disc in a fantastic low release.
He's definitely controlling the offense here.
The call of tighten up to the cup is coming from the sideline. So far, nothing through. They're not wanting anything through. The downfield players for HOS are shutting down all the follow-ons here, so they're just happy to move it around with their handles at the moment.
Fyshwick moving the disc really quickly.
And there's the space.
Go, 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 go! That's a very, very good point from Fyshwick United there. On offense, their players weren't holding onto the disc for more than 2 seconds. Deciding to move it quickly, and it did work against the Heads of State Juggernaut zone there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting that they. It's interesting to see how if they keep on going with this zone. I think they've looked quite good on match defense earlier on.
Sorry, what was that, Steph?
I think HOS looked quite good on match defense early on. They've
back
used
on
the zone since.
Yeah, they're back on offense now. Let's see if they can bring it back. They are up a break, so let's see what happens. Adrian Lim has just bought me a ham and cheese roll. Thank you, Adrian Lim. Did you have any words at all? Just in general, Adrian. Words of inspiration. He's just too humble, that man.
Adrian Lim, an absolute gentleman of the ultimate scene.
He has taken my phone though, and I'm not sure why.
Yes, the Fyshwick line looking with a lot more energy at the moment. They'd be pretty happy with that. Those experienced players have taken a break off this point. Let the rest of their squad rotate through a little bit.
It's a big pull. It rolls out of the sideline. Mulchi to bring it back into play. Probably out of view at the moment at home. But don't worry, he has the disc.
Chris Mulcahy on the board with HOS, a veteran player of the squad. He finds Grundy, swings it across nice and early. The Fyshwick players pinching in there to try shut the throw through the gap. Delahaye, Cashigano, again Delahaye. He wants it off the line, he wants the dump. There's not much room there, but Grundy with a fantastic take. That disc was trailing away from him, but he lays out and big hammer, classic Grundy, and he finds Calaviotis.
Go, 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 go!
Mikey, is there even an upwind and downwind end at the moment? What is going on?
No, it seems like the offense is just on both sides controlling the game at the moment. There is a big crosswind towards us, so doesn't seem to be affecting the offensive teams at the moment, though. It's quite fluctuating. It just comes up and down, doesn't it, the wind?
Yeah, it's gusty, and I think that's why the higher throws are dangerous. That seems gustier the higher you go.
I love you, Steph. Calaviotis walking across the commentator's table right now, thinking about the goal that he's just catched.
Calaviotis, of course, one of the multiple international representatives of Australia playing today. We've got, he played with the Barramundis. We've got Moskovic playing beach with Singh, and Trotter. Grundy played AUC 2015. And Jelovic and Paddy Thorpe and Josh Pereira, as previously, have played under 23s with Australia.
Forward into the middle. HOS coming down with another zone.
They're going to hold on to that zone. Focus with the disc in hand.
Quickly move towards the middle. Fyshwick being able to break down and playing on the strong side of the field. Big scoop over the top, opens up the field. Oh, and it's a run through deep by Macca.
Lachlan McDonald, you trust him to get a turn. And he moves across to Dan Carlin and finds Della.
HOS moving it quickly now. Thomas Della with the disc. Throws a hammer.
He does love that hammer.
D by the Fyshwick player. There seems to be an injury.
There's a HOS player rolling around.
Who seems to be the player down, Steph?
Can't quite see.
It's hard to see from here.
Yeah. Just waiting to see what the action is. Looks like Joel Moskovic. I take that back. Josh Pereira, carried by Joel Moskovic.
Adrian Lim coming back with grapes, making sure his teammates have plenty of fuel, as well as the commentators commentating this game. He really is a gentleman of the game. Number 42, plays for Melbourne Juggernaut. Look out for him.
Fyshwick here with another shot at the upwind. HOS working really hard there with that hammer to a crowded space. Interesting choice there from Della.
Holmes with the disc now. Lachlan McDonald, he just had a run through D, so he's
you can quote me on that. Big hammer from Mortimer. Ishwood's tracking it. And contact came the other direction against McDonald, I believe.
There's a big contest there.
Shout out to
Hi, Malia. Brett Middleton here. Hope you're well. Your boyfriend's a jerk.
Yeah, so there's some salty words here, it seems, from the... I'm not sure who he is, but an Adelaide player. Plays for Outbreak.
There was a contact back here. The conversation being between McDonald and looks like not Holmes, Wallace, who looks sore. McDonald probably disagreeing to whether it affected the contest, but there was definitely contact between the players. It's just whether it affected the play.
Disc is in. Juggernaut has the disc now. Grundy walking up to the disc. Forces flick, throws it downfield. And Fyshwick
Grundy
catches. Go! Juggernaut with another score.
I believe that brings the score to 6-4. They're cruising along. Look, Fyshwick had their little bounce back. Do you think they can get another bounce back and get the break?
I think so. I think
score
so.
in, get the break. Yeah.
There's a quiet confidence about Fyshwick. Their heads are a bit down at the moment, just with that most recent break there. But
yep,
I think they can bring it back. Let's hope so. We're looking for an exciting game here.
Yep.
2017 Australian Ultimate Championships. Did we say it's a lovely day, Steph?
We did say it's a lovely day, but it's worth saying again.
It's a lovely day.
Because it's... what is that forecast about rain about? None of that. We just... the Gold Coast turns it on.
There's no moisture.
None of that sky moisture.
Probably looking about 24 degrees. Bit of wind, but that's okay because it makes Ultimate pretty interesting.
Absolutely. And we've got Fyshwick, a very experienced unit here. The club formed 2006. Original players involved there, Mortimer and Lay, big influences on the club. They've been with this club the whole way along, so that's a huge storyline there. They've been part of the Nationals competition, I think, ever since. They were finalists in 3 of those years.
It's a nice break down the field.
Holmes finding a lot of space to Bayers.
Oh, there's a big disc. Oh, it goes through everyone.
Again, those forehands off that side are dipping very, very quickly. That disc is going to be very hot. It's going to be tough to catch.
Pat Thorpe walking up to this now. Looks like Heads of State are setting up on a side stack closest to us. We've got Singh out isolated in the middle. Max Wheeler with the disc now. Those are break to...
That huck from Thorpe, I'm not sure if it didn't come out the hand right, but it dipped very
Matthew
fast.
Hunter's picking up the disc now. There's a nice backhand out there to number 3 from Fyshwick, Mortimer. Holmes with the disc now, looking to move it towards the middle. Does that, but it's a turnover. Heads of State are getting up and about, it seems, certainly on the sideline.
Pat Thorpe to pick up the disc again. Finds Singh in the middle. To Wheeler. Steady hands. But not a lot of movement downfield. There's not a lot to shoot at. The stall count will be getting up there. Incredible flick there. He has every release point. So he'll be fairly comfortable getting it off. Getting the disc off where he needs to. Two defenders merging on Thorpe. And again, the low release flick. It's a high disc.
It's
a
up.
It's up.
Ooh.
Oh, in Cam Lyon's mitt and
Cam Lyon
out.
did have a touch on that. Fyshwick with the big hook. There looks to be a call.
There was a hand up. Foul called.
Foul called by Shellard. It looks like he may have had some possession on that field. So some possession on that disc.
What's interesting, Mike, is that the HOS players saw the player streaming, let him go, and then had to recover the ground. Had a water ground to make up to get back to that cutter. Call retracted. Pat thought we'll pick up the disc again. They'll go have another shot at working it upwind. So on this HOS line, we have players new to the Juggernaut squad in line. Tan. And Dylan Taylor. Singh played with Carnage last year, as did Moskovic. And Pat Thorpe.
It's a nice break to Moskovic. Me, Moskovic with the disc now. Seems like a foul called on the disc. Moskovic and Mortimer talking it out. Looks like this is coming back in.
We'll have a quick conversation. They're back into it. So Pat Thorpe looking to find the break side. Wheeler has a good look at the defender sitting off him.
It.
It's a crowded handler space there, and again he squeezes out that forehand. Fantastic dump marking there.
That was great defense by Fyshwick. Holmes with the disc now. Moves it quickly.
Matthews Hunter with the disc, finds Holmes. He's looking for the end zone, not on.
Fyshwick with the... And that's a goal! Very well worked by Fyshwick there.
Defense had chances.
Yeah, definitely both. There was a lot of chances for both teams there. Fyshwick in the end were more clinical on the disc. Especially, they seem to force heads to say Juggernaut to throw it away with that dump defense. So
definitely.
That was really good.
It was incredible, Mark. I'm not sure who was on that, but Max Wheeler ended up giving up. I'm not going to get this, and causing the turnover downfield.
Hey, Kat, did you get goal of the year?
Scores now 6-5 to heads to say Juggernaut.
I haven't seen the this O-line for a while. It's they've had a little bit of a roll, but here we go. It's Grundy and Angelovic hands up. It's a bit of a veteran line.
Trotter picks up the disc. Moves it towards the middle, towards Grundy. Fisher coming down with match-up defense. Calaveras with the big hug.
I think that was a foul called by Angelovic.
There's been some big contests, bit of contact, but it's been talked out quite nicely. Interesting to see how this one goes back.
I wonder if a fully fit Angelovic probably would have caught that at his highest point. He waited for it to come down. I think that just gave the defender a sniff, and that's where the contact was.
Looks like uncontested foul. Angelovic with the disc now at the front of the end zone.
And so
Finds Wise. Nice cut by Wise in the open side there. We've got Jesse Delahaye changing the score now to 7-5 to head to state Juggernaut. Thank you, Jesse. So are there any contests that you're looking forward to, Steph?
I think it's going to be a really interesting battle in the... I'm not sure if it's pool A or B, but both colonies in the same pool.
Yeah, so Colony did just play each other.
I'm pretty sure they played each other, but I haven't tracked down the score yet. Do you know the result? Do you know the result? We will track down those scores. And yourself?
I think it might be Pillage who got up there. I mean, it seems like with a 12-team nationals, every game is highly contested, which is awesome to see. It's very high level ultimate here. Super cool to be part of this experience as well.
So, is this your first Division 1?
Yeah, first nationals for me, which is awesome. Isherwood with the pool. Holmes has the disc now. Head to save the sun, come down in the zone as well. Fyshwick nicely moving it towards the strong side of the field now. Folks has a disc. Moves it back to Mortimer.
It's a lot of sideline noise coming from the HOS boys. They wanted to shut this D down and get the disc back. It's a lot of the O-line actually carried across here for HOS.
And that was exceptional offense by Fyshwick there.
Yeah, experience coming out there.
Lovely movement of this. They never really seemed phased at all during that point.
No, they don't.
Score now 7-6 to head to state Juggernaut.
Going back to that previous game mentioned, Colony Pillage took out the game at 13-11. Who's your next game up against?
Next game up for Melbourne Juggernaut on this field as well is against Adelaide Outbreak. Should be a good contest.
Have you played them this season yet?
Yeah, so we've played them at regionals in Hobart earlier this year.
Yep.
Definitely a good contest there.
Sure.
Should be the same here. Trotter picking up the disc now. Cachinano. It's match-up defense from Fyshwick. There's a high disc from Cachinano. It's picked off easily by the Fyshwick player. It's
A
a
lot
nice
of
break
contact on that mark and pressure from Kashgano. It's a bit of his specialty, but disc gets to Matthews Hunter. He looks for his dump, and
a
Emerson
lovely
finds the
dump
disc
card.
behind. Throw to the break. It's dumped back to Emerson now.
there. Oh, that's a huge grab by 97.
It's a big grab. Calviotis assumed out. Disc went back. It's the beauty of a game advisor that tell you what the call has been made, but what's across
Is
the
it
other
me,
side.
Steph, or do you feel the tide changing a little bit? Fyshwick seem like they have a lot of energy at the moment.
Well, they've got years of experience. They're not going to be too worried by a scoreline of 1 or 2 down. They've got an option here, and it's up. They pull it
Backhand.
down. Matthews Hunter puts it around.
And it's another goal by Fyshwick. That's huge. That was a huge.
There is a call.
Oh, that's a call. We're going
Unsure
back,
what it
folks.
is.
We are going back.
Castellano and Emerson are having a chat.
Having a discussion at the moment.
Yeah, look, HOS last defensive point, they called on quite a few players off their O-line, and they did get scored against. It kind of looked like that deflated them a little bit. I'm not sure if it was the players called or what it was, but they seemed to be a little bit shocked.
Yeah. So this is coming back towards the middle of the field now.
Emerson with
That's
the
a nice
around,
break. Oh,
and the disc goes down.
doesn't make it to its intended receiver. Wise quickly picks up the disc now. Moves it quickly to Castellano. Big flick, crossfield, looking for Calibre. Oh, it's a goal, that's huge!
Big
That's a huge
throw to
flick by
take half.
Castellano. You are right, Heads of State have taken half now. It is 8-6. Some can say against the tide there.
Yeah, look, this is a battle, and Fyshwick, as you say, they're calm. They take control of their game, and oh, look, there's errors, but I don't think it looks like they're from rushing. HOS, on the other hand, have seemed to have taken up the mantle of on offense, let's move it quick. That seems to be their strength, which of course leaves us a pretty exciting ultimate and a bit
Definitely
of
some exciting ultimate.
hearts in mouth stuff.
Yeah, we are definitely excited here. So it is half time. Fyshwick against Heads of State Juggernaut. Both teams looking to regroup. Both teams looking to have some chats. Maybe go to the loo.
Now, Mike,
Yes.
I see HOS has the supporting gender equality jersey. Does your team have a dark jersey?
Yeah, so both teams have the new kit, the new black kit, supporting gender equality. It's a great move from the club. We do have a women's team playing at Div 1 Nationals as well, Melbourne Phoenix. They are playing at the moment as well. As well as that, Heads of State do field a mixed team. So
Sure. And what's the club interaction between the women's and men's team? Is there a lot? Do they have a lot to do with each other?
well, there is a lot of interaction. We train together, so we definitely see each other a lot, and socially it's great. So yeah, a lot of the guys repping the kits. It looks awesome, I must admit. It does look really, really good. Nice, sleek black.
Going up against the tradition of the orange Fyshwick. Look, you're not going to mistake him for anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, Fyshwick with the orange reminds me of the Netherlands national soccer team. Always quite striking, and I do like it. It's nice and bright. Like today, Steph. Like the weather. Have we talked about the weather,
Have
Steph?
we?
I'm not sure if we have, because how's the weather like?
Again, it's lovely. It's great.
What's the moisture like? There doesn't seem to be too
Low
much
level of moisture.
There's a few clouds and stuff like that, but nothing too much. I wouldn't call it overcast.
As long as it keeps this way. We've got the showcase game tonight after the AGM, I believe.
Oh, how exciting.
7 o'clock. Will you be able to tune in here for a primetime women's game. Cannot remember exactly who it is, but yeah, in for a big one.
Isn't it incredible? There's so many good players here. I am in awe.
So in your Frisbee development, because you're fairly new to the sport, relatively, who's the players that you've looked to as an example?
Look, I'll be honest, I look up to a few players. One of them is probably Lachlan McDonald. I played under him. He coached me at the under-22s nationals. And yeah, he holds a lot of values that I look to hold as well, which is great.
Sure. So he's he's a captain with the HOS team we're watching at the moment. Does he bring those qualities when he's coaching?
He certainly does. I definitely learnt a lot from him in terms of how I conduct myself on and off the field, as well as the intensity when I'm on the field. Another player that I really look up to as well is probably Brendan Ashcroft. He plays on the same team as me. He never stops working hard, and I really look up to that as well.
Brendan just recently selected for the 17 or 18?
2017.
17 World Games Crocs team.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him.
Unbelievable. My hero, Lachlan McDonald, walking onto the field now.
Absolutely heart and soul of the club as a whole. So we've got the score at 8-6, and the HOS team has walked out to the line already, and the Fyshwick team, seeing that, kind of wander onto the field, ready to go. That's looking at their 2016 AUC results. They did come 10th at regionals this year, though. Regionals this year, they did come second. That included 3 double game point wins over Colony, Plunder, I-Beam, and Brunch. 3 big opponents to take games away. And they got themselves to the final where they got pipped by Colony Pillage, I believe.
So word has just come in that number 22 of the Heads of State Juggernaut, Jimmy Tan, it seems like it is his birthday. I'm not sure if this is accurate information. I'm assuming it is because we trust the HOS boys. But happy birthday to Jimmy Tan. He is looking nice and fit and young. He is looking very, very good. Anyway, play's about to start again. We are excited. It is 8-6.
Yeah, this game's really balanced. We've got 2 very different squads here. I'm really excited to see what the second half is. And Jelovic with his hand up. We've gone back to a pretty standard offensive line. Bringing Delahaye back on after he's been rotated in and out of that line.
Fyshwick United on defense. Really excited to see the intensity that they bring on. And here we go. Greff swings it to Mulchy. Fyshwick have come down in a zone. Quickly moves it to Calviotis, now to Trotter, back to Calviotis. And there's a big crossfield huck. It's trailing towards the left. Now, Delahaye underneath the disc, and he grabs it. Goal, 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 goal.
Definitely see that throw on. I'm not sure it came out the way you thought it would.
Yeah, perhaps not, but it was read quite nicely by Delahaye. He always had position on the left side there.
Yep. Prime position, read that well. Came off and, well, they're going to love a quick offense point. That looked a little bit smoother from them. They were a bit stop-start earlier in the game. It's still day one, and they're going to get that chemistry, but to see that a little bit more flow as the game goes on.
It was certainly looking a lot more confident there. As we can see the difference between the teams, there's a lot of numbers on the Head State Juggernaut team. We can see that on the field. I'm not sure if you can see it actually, but on the left side, all the boys are supporting Head State.
In comparison, there's not a lot of talk from the Fyshwick boys. They know what they're going to do, what their plan is. Looks like Emerson, Holmes, Mortimer, folks. Is that McManus, Bayers?
It's a big pull by Paddy Thorpe.
Folks to collect the disc. He moves it on quickly, that lefty backhand through to Holmes.
It's match-up defense from Head to Third Juggernaut.
Mortimer. Down the line to Bayers. It's on the upwind side of the field. The breeze is a little bit eased off right at this second, so there's opportunities here for the throwers. Matthews Hunter with the disc in hand. That is the Daniel Matthews Hunter.
Fyshwick moving it nicely down the field.
Or Jimmy Tan with a possible bid there, but Mortimer with disc in hand. Folks collects the dump, looks across the field. He wants to get rid of it. There's space down the corner. Holmes with the disc moves it to Matthews Hunter.
This is some good offense from Fyshwick. Their cutters are certainly creating space. Oh, and it's a turnover, unfortunately. Wheeler with the disc, quickly picks it up, hucks it along.
Lyon looking fairly confused is at how he didn't take that grab. Bayers, disc in hand.
Moves it quickly to Mortimer. That's a low flick, a bit too low it seems. Paddy Thorpe picking up the disc now. Looks at Max Wheeler straight away. There seems to be contact upon catching that disc there, so it looks like there's a call being made.
So, yeah, uncontested strip by the looks. Absolute bullet. Just Singh did not have a hand on that one. Matthews Hunter looks downfield, finds Holmes. Holmes extremely flexible. Finds McManus, a younger player with this squad. Matthews Hunter. Holmes absolutely crucial to that point. That looks like a call. I'm not sure what it was.
Yes, it does look like it's coming back. I was about to prematurely start chanting goal, so luckily it has come back. It's
interesting watching Fyshwick's play. They look like setting up on the break side. as the dump and running through, continually looking for that around throw into the power position. Just shows they're well drilled. They know what the plan is, and they keep on going through it.
This is tapped in. Goal.
There's the score thereafter.
That's a good point by Fyshwick there.
To Sam Shellard, one of their rookies this year.
Probably join you for one last point, Steph, before I need to head off. Hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining us and sharing some of your HOS wisdom.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm not sure if there's been much wisdom, but glad to be here.
Yeah, I was being generous. Yeah.
Thank you. Score is now 9-7 to heads of state Juggernaut. Big pull by Fyshwick. Hustling down now. Trotter picks up the disc. Moves it towards the middle. Mulchi has the disc now. Match-up defense by Fyshwick. And that is very good defense by Fyshwick, causing the turn. Shutting down the dump there. 10 meters out from the end zone. And it's a big break forehand. Just misses its marker. Heads of state with the disc now.
Mulchi bringing the disc back in. He's on the upwind corner. Finds the center to Jake Angelovic. One of the cleaner cuts coming from recently. There's a big bit into Tony Cascano's legs, but he just bounces back like it's nothing. Finds Jeffrey Grundy. Back to Cascano, who wants downfield, and he pulls the trigger on the big forehand. Jake Angelovic just outside his reach. It's ambitious, but on.
It's definitely a good shot across the wind there. Unfortunately, had a bit too much on it for Angelovic to reel in. We are out of our feet, aren't we, Steph? Absolutely scintillating here.
Absolutely. I feel like, I don't know what it is. The intensity's just picked up this point. These teams want it. They both want it.
It's a nice grab there. We've got 52 streaming deep. Pick hold.
Daly, disc in hand. He wants downfield. He's looking. He pumps the fake, and he finds 17. He finds Mitchell. Emerson, disc in hand, again wants downfield as well. And Angelovic marking.
Oh, it's a huge D. That man can jump.
It's an intimidating matchup when you look up and you see Angelovic coming down over the top of you. Would have been interesting then if that disc hung up. It looked like the Fyshwick player could have had a look at a bit on it on the Mac. Jeffrey Grundy walking the disc to the corner. Matthews Hunter on the mark. Errant throw.
Fyshwick with the disc now.
That's a loose throw to let off on that one.
Can they put it in?
And they have yet another shot at this. That's 2 turnovers really close to the line, and they've been given reprieves. Looks like Elliot Trotter with the disc. Grundy finds space, wants the end zone. Goes big. Delahaye looking strong. And he takes the grab.
That was a huge grab.
Oh, he's strong in the air.
Also a nice huck there by Grundy.
Grundy's philosophy has generally been around a simple on-field structure where he knows there's going to be someone to throw to.
Definitely gave the advantage to Delahaye in that contest there. 1 up. It's 10-7 now. They seem to be on a bit of a run now. Let's see if Fyshwick can come back.
I don't really feel like runs have counted for too much in this game. I feel like the maturity of Fyshwick counteracts that, and they bounce back fairly well. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it again.
Certainly. Seems like a timeout has been called. Anyway, Steph, like I said, I do need to go. It's been a pleasure. Let's shake hands. Hands have been shook. I'll see you soon.
Thanks again, Mike Trong. Good luck with your next game.
Solo this game.
The zone back on with HOS here. We're in the second, after the timeout. And Holmes to Mortimer. There's a lot of players in a close space here. Fyshwick haven't pulled the field out too much yet, but Holmes with disc in hand. He looks downfield. He finds McManus. He's doing a pirouette in the middle. He finds Folks on the dump. It's a loose zone, which transformed into a man. An incredible defense. First the bid from Dan Cullen, second bid from McDonald. That's generating turnovers, a commitment to the team. And so Wheeler through to McDonald, through to Thorpe, looks down the line, not on. Crowded space, but he finds Wheeler on the dump, wheels it around. Mortimer says, you can do it, I can do it better. Saw that coming. Daniel Mathis-Hunter with the disc in hand, looks big to Jono Holmes, who sits there on his own. Takes a screamer. Huge grab. That's huge plays going both ways, both defense and offense there. Loving the play. That's quite the response coming out of the timeout there. Grundy with the disc in the middle of the field. It's a crowded... Finds Grundy on the diamond cut, puts around forehand flick to Angelovic in the end zone, has a hand on it. Probably should have taken that. Matthews-Hunter bringing the disc back in. Early flick. Grundy with the bid. Emerson. The flick's high, looks out of bounds. So offense line for HOS has another shot at putting the score away. This slightly with the breeze direction at the moment. Trotter in the force with the wind towards the camera. That disc had some heat on it. Finds Grundy, bounces out of the hands. Intensity's definitely risen in this point. Pick called, just stays with Emerson as it doesn't affect. Run through from Delahaye. Timeout called from HOS. They're keen to settle the pace. Take a second, work out what's going on. Turnover is another turnover there. HOS turning out over from the throw after the timeout. Very ambitious outside in backhand there from Trotter. Way too much heat on it. Way looking downfield, but he finds a player poached on the opposite wing. Big throw. Oh, and just too much pepper on it. He was there. HOS is mucking around, wants to keep the disc moving, finds Wise in the centre. It's a floaty backhand. Ooh. Bid potentially unneeded, but looked great, so we don't mind. Emerson with disc in hand in power position. He wants the throw, but it's not on. Kashigara on the mark. Trotter with a job on the unders there. Grundy also with a big bid. Ends up unneeded as the disc went back, but was turned over. Unsure of what the call was. Grundy looks slightly wounded, but he's picking up the disc. This offense has not worked this point at all. It's a lot of turnovers. Matthews Hunter disc in hand. McLeod gets the disc down the line. He wants the down the line throw. The sketchy flick comes down with number 26 Daly. Emerson disc in hand. Call from the sideline from One of the HOS captain's issue is for the sideline to get big and loud. He really cares about this point. Another pick call and another conversation on the mark. It's a floaty disc to the break side, and there's a bid from Calaviotis. Oh, it's 1 against 2. He's got the space though. It's in front of him. Bit of contact from Emerson. Calaviotis didn't like it. That's an uncontested foul. Calaviotis taking the disc at the end zone line. Oh, it's a sketchy way to get a score. But Calaviotis to Cascagano comes off, bringing the score to 11-8.
We just have to apologise for the scoreboard not currently working on the replays, but we will still.
For those watching, I noticed the scoreboard's not working, and replays may not be working. We're working the technical difficulties at the moment, but the stream will continue. I'll stop us there. The scores are 11 to HOS. Going by my time, we have about 5 minutes left of game time.
Very good. Thanks, mate.
Paddy Thorpe picks off the disc there. Big intercept. It's going for the around. Huge layout from Max Wheeler to get that bid. Finds Moskovic with the falling away forehand. Paddy Thorpe's dump cut clogging up a little bit of space there, but he finds Singh. An absolute bullet of a throw finds Dylan Taylor. And that's the break they're after. That brings the score 12-8 in HOS's advantage. The last couple of points they've really taken up the challenge and have lifted the intensity after that really many turnovers. They've followed up with a really clean defence. That'll take the wind out of the sails a little bit for Fyshwick, but they've still got a chance to bounce back here. It's 4 points, not much time, but a couple of quick scores here before the siren would really be to their advantage. Thought to bring the disc in. It's a big pull, but Holmes catches that confidently and finds Folks who doesn't catch quite as confidently. Bit of a bobble, he finds Mortimer. It's a tight match defense here from HOS. Pressure is on, back to Holmes. Clean as you like finds Bayers. Again, their systems patterns very clean. Number 39 taking a big grab there. Wallace over Isherwood. It's a throwaway. HOS has a chance of really stamping away this game. Thorpe finds room down the line. Wheeler finds space. It's a crammed open side at the moment, but Mark Isherwood find space. Puts it up. Declan Frey takes this score despite the bid from the defending player. That's the siren. The scores are 13-8, which means this is game 2. They're deciding now what they're playing. So this point will be played, and after that point, the target score will be made. There is a timeout called though. Scores are currently 13-8. Timeout called by Fyshwick. They'll come back, play a point, and if HOS take that point, it'll be a game to 15. If Fyshwick takes that point, it'll be a game to 14. Fyshwick's on the line, hand up, waiting. A lot more chat still coming from the HOS guys. It's an experienced line, as you'd expect. They've gone to the well here. Holmes, Emerson. Looks like Lay, Mortimer, Matthews Hunter, Daniel Matthews Hunter, Folks and Wallace. Big pull from Paddy Thorpe. And that's very unfortunate. Dropped disc from Chris Folks, one of their most experienced hands in the end zone. A bobble. He's going to be pretty disappointed with that. Thorpe says you like, finds Lachlan McDonald. So it's game to 15. That's a huge ask for Fyshwick. That'll take the wind out of the sails a little bit as well. A turnover in their own end zone like that. Off the pull. Then HOS has a chance here to put the game away. Just back with Lay. Lay's just chasing this disc. If they get this point, he's going to have to be a driver. Wallace just drops that disc into the cutter. Wallace to Lay. To Daly. To Wallace. They're taking their time here. Transition called, man defense is on. Ben Matthews Hunter working very hard there. Declan Frey, ponytail flailing around, gets the disc. Sing with the disc in the middle. Wheeler, too quick, sits that out too much in front of Pat Thorpe, who was not expecting that. Quick disc. Doesn't connect. Quick movement from the handlers there. They're finding space fairly easily. Maybe the defence is tiring a little bit, but Pat Thorpe with the disc in hand. Pick called. Unclear who he was obstructed by. Thorpe's looking downfield. Cuts are a little stagnant, but he gets a quirky around throw. Reason being that foul. Uncontested. Again, a floaty forehand, same result as before. There's a chat in the middle of the field. I believe Wheeler's called foul or a block on the play of the disc. Spatos did not agree, but the call is uncontested. It's a high disc and finds Moskovic in the end zone, and that is the game. That is 15-8 to HOS Juggernaut. A close game early on, which has come back to quite the advantage to HOS. They probably had more legs in the end and put away the scores when it mattered, but scoreline probably doesn't reflect just how close Fyshwick were. Thank you for joining us on the stream, and we look forward to bringing you the next one.
That's on. Can you hear me now? Yeah, got you, mate. Got me loud and clear. And now you can hear me? That's the way we like it. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Oh, you said something. Do you need like, do you want to like